We got a first look at Tomislav Ivisic. He is on campus. He has arrived in Champaign. He's working out with the team. And as Illinois has done with all of the new faces on their team, which is a lot of new faces, it's 11 total newcomers this year between transfers and freshmen. They do a great job promoting them. They give each newcomer a Meet the Newcomer tweet with a video of how they have performed in practice and usually at least an image or something else going on of them working out. We got that from Big Tom, Big T, Zvonimir's brother. And this guy, I think out of everyone on this Illinois roster card, this is the guy I am most unsure about what he is, because there are people who believe Big T is one of the best bigs in the Big Ten right now, and there are people who believe he will not play much for Illinois this season. Where do you stand on Big T? And also, like, did the early look video of him sway you at all?
Yeah, one thing I always tell myself not to do is to judge 17-second videos, but god damn it, do I love it. The Illinois media team, I don't think did Big T any favors in his video. We got him putting on a jersey, him doing some Arnold presses, and 2 wide open threes in a row, and a jump hook over Kylan Boswell. Just thought I could get a little bit more here. But you bring up an interesting point with Big T, and this is where I'm at with it, and I think a lot of people are at it with this. His like floor and ceiling is so far apart in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like he could be one of the better bigs in the Big Ten, and I would be like, okay, that makes sense. He could also be Will Berg, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like there's a world where it looks like that. So do I believe that it's going to be closer to ceiling than floor? Yes, I do. But there's a little bit unknown with Big T coming in that I think changes things. But at the same time, I don't think it affects Illinois as much as I think people want to think, because you got guys like Merez in the fold who I'm very, very high on. So like, if Big T doesn't work out, you pivot off that, you go Merez, and then you figure out what lineups, how you want to tweak that. There's a lot of different things you could do given the depth of this team. But yeah, I don't think the Illini social media team did my dog Big T any favors.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to judge the video overly harshly, but I will speak to what we saw in the video, and you basically went line by line through what we did see. We saw him just in like a shooting drill. Like it wasn't even live action. It was just like catch and shoot open threes with people rebounding for you. And he made a couple threes in a row. Like that is true. I buy that as real. Like Tomislav Ivisic can shoot the basketball. And it's not just like hypothetical, oh, we think he can shoot a little bit. Like when he plays basketball professionally overseas, he shoots threes. Like every game he shoots threes. So when he is on the floor, I expect him to shoot from the college 3-point line. Everything else in the vid I think is kind of like a throwaway. Like, okay, he's in the weight room working. I think he needs to stay in the weight room working a little bit. And that's not saying he's not strong, but just I think Fletch is a guy who could turn his body from what it is into something monstrous in a year. And that would be huge for Illinois if it happens. And then, yeah, the post move happened. It looked like a switch where Kylan Boswell got on him, and the rim protection looked a lot like last year's Illinois rim protection did, where they just did layup lines and looked at people and high-fived them on the way through. He made a nice little lefty hook, though. It was smooth. So I don't know. I think he's very skilled. I think that's true coming in. He doesn't exactly look Big Ten starting center ready to me, and I don't think I expected him to be. I'd love to see live action before I make any sort of definitive judgments on him. Like, I want to have Illinois scrimmage footage that includes Big T in it, much like we've now seen with Will Riley and Kasparis and other guys. And I also want to like hear what people are saying behind the scenes, because we heard from people that, okay, Trey White looks good. Okay, Kasparis looks good. Okay, some other guys might need some time. My suspicion is that when we get to that point, people may think Big T needs some time. That's my suspicion. But I've been wrong before. I'll be happy if I'm wrong again. Can I read you some Big T game logs, by the way?
Of course.
So it's obviously hard to find definitive like number stuff from guys that are playing in various overseas leagues. It's just not as easily accessible as other things. You don't know how real any of it is. But the numbers that are out there for Tom from this past season, he played for SC Derby. That's in the Adriatic Liga ABA. And This season, on the year, in the regular season, he averaged 7 points and 3.8 rebounds. So, like, you're not getting a guy who was like super productive. Now, Alex Sarr got taken second overall in the draft. Zachary Reese-Sachet got taken first overall in the draft. Those guys got taken super high without being super productive overseas. They were more productive than Big T. But I'm just saying it's not like lack of numbers overseas is an indictment on your game. With that said, usually if you have a lack of numbers, it comes with like a lack of playing time, weird role, stuff like that. Big T played a lot in their playoffs. Or I don't know if this is regular season playoffs. It says last 5 games. It was in April. Played a lot. He played 20 minutes every single game. Here were the game logs. His last 5 games of the year. He had 9 points and 2 rebounds in 22 minutes. He had 4 points and 3 rebounds in 20 minutes. He had 9 points and 4 rebounds in 22 minutes. He had 14 points and 5 rebounds in 24 minutes. And then he had 4 points and 5 rebounds in 27 minutes. That's not a lack of production because he's not playing. That's a lack of production.
Yeah, and the part I don't like about that is the rebounding numbers at 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
You expect more. But like it to me, like I said, I'm on the same page as you. I want to see more like what we hear about him, maybe see some live footage stuff. But I am tempering my expectations with what Big T could be. Like I talked about like what his ceiling and floor might be. Like his ceiling to me looks like what Steven Crowl does for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And that's good, by the way. That's a good Big Ten starting center. That's 11-7, probably 30-something% from 3-point range, and he finishes around the basket. But I think that might be the ceiling until I see some more.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that comp actually with Crowell. I think that would be a really good best case scenario. And Steven Crowell is very good. Do you know that Big T turns 21 in 2 weeks?
Yeah, he's old.
So he's a 21-year-old freshman.
Yeah.
That's just like in my head, he was like the 18-year-old older brother of
Oh
someone here.
no. I know he's been playing overseas, and
So he's going to be 21. He's got 3 years of professional experience where his best numbers were 7 and 3. I'm
you
just
put it like that. Yeah.
okay. I'm just adding it up. I'm just adding it up. I want to see more Big T is my takeaway. I want to see more. Also, my second takeaway is Merez, let's go. Okay. As a Merez stakeholder, my man's here now, Merez. It's time to hoop. It's time to get a little more active. It's time to earn your minutes, Merez. Car, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. You know, honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when, like, you know, their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems, there were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.